Good eating habits are a key to how we're going to feel, the energy, how we sleep, how we breathe, our mental capacity, the mood we're going to be in. It plays a vital role and probably maybe the most important role in your life. Hi everybody, I'm Caregiver Kookie and welcome to my channel. Today I want to discuss a topic of eating. I'm going to discuss a couple of really basic eating patterns, one which I follow. I want to keep this simple because as we know, there's a lot of different eating fads that are constantly evolving, changing, being criticized, ridiculed. But then there are those that have been around for a really long time. First, I'm going to delve into the Mediterranean diet or eating habit. I don't like saying diet because diet basically means it's regimented. You have to follow it. If you don't do it, buy the book. Oh, shame on you. No, along that line, I also want to mention, everything within moderation. If you're, you've been really good all week and you want to have a little, a little smidgen of a candy bar, a piece of cake, you want a McDonald's, or, any kind of something, a burger, etc. By all means, don't punish yourself to the point where you're going to be miserable, right? Allow yourself to indulge every once in a while. If you feel, it's okay with the medication you're taking, you want to have a glass of wine or a beer, please. I don't want to make this, something where you're being persecuted, punished because you shouldn't be doing that. No, on the contrary. Everything I always believe within moderation. Now, I'd like to delve into what we call the Mediterranean style habit, Mediterranean diet, okay? Basically what it is we're taking whole foods, whatever Mother Earth provides, we're now going to prepare and eat, right? This can be fresh fruits, berries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, pears, apples, melon. The list goes on and on for fresh fruits. Fresh fruits also have lots of fiber, which is great for the digestive tract, right? And they keep us full. They hydrate us because fruits have lots of water, soluble water in them. So when your primary care physician wants you drinking so much water, well, by eating a lot of these fruits, basically what we're doing is we're hydrating. You still should drink your glasses of water, whatever your physician wants you to drink in terms of H2O. Drink your H2O, but remember that fruit is just added, it's bonus, right? So then we have part of the Mediterranean, we have what's called DASH. DASH is basically, and I'm going to keep this really simple, right? It's taking and eliminating as much sodium, salt, as possible. I tend to go more with the DASH on the Mediterranean because I have a family history of hypertension. Therefore, I like to cook more with herbs, not salt, even though if it's Celtic salt, mineral salt, that's, minimally processed. I like to go more with like fresh citrus, paprika, cumin, coriander, cilantro, on and on, right? Peppers are wonderful to cook with, onions, garlic. So, we can talk now whole grains. Whole grains would be like pearl barley, brown rice, rolled oats, steel cut oats, which is your oatmeal, right? You just want to stick more with the minimally processed. And that's also really great keeping you regular, right? That's what whole grains are for. As well, we want to look at vegetables, carrots, celery, and we have broccoli, cauliflower, just to name a few. You can drizzle a little bit extra virgin olive oil on that, or if you have some nice hummus, dip it in that as a wonderful snack. I also mentioned, forgot in the whole grains, I want to mention couscous. I've been on a couscous kick lately. I love it. It's fantastic. You cook that as well. That's a wonderful grain. Quinoa is another outstanding grain. So as you can see, with grains, we have a lot of variety we can make with our salmon, our trout, our ahi tuna, our lean chicken, our lean ground turkey. We can really combo, get really creative. We can add some fresh ginger with some onion, bell pepper, garlic. Chilies are wonderful, depending on your tolerance, right? Whether it's a jalapeno, it's a hatch chili, a pasilla, serrano, even habanero. Again, it's, there's a lot of creativity. I can take eggs and I'll sprinkle, and I know this sounds crazy, but someone turned me on to putting fresh lemon juice on my eggs. It's amazing. It really adds that flavor without using that table salt to dash into the, which is something we want to stay away from, okay? As well, as I mentioned, nuts and seeds. Lentils are wonderful for plant-based, right? Chickpeas, split peas. You can make wonderful soups with these beans. Nuts, Brazil nuts. I'm a big fan of them. Raw Brazil nuts, raw walnuts, raw almonds. You can combo those with the dried cherries, or even better, dried apricots. That makes a wonderful natural trail mix, which is clean without the added sodium and added sugars. Now, as I kind of wrap this up, I want to give you one example. I made today, I was kind of in a bind. I'm in a rush, so I happen to have some heirloom tomatoes, some vine-ripened tomatoes, and I took those on a pan, a sheet pan with aluminum foil, and then I chopped up, not diced, but not finely, but I took onion, a little bit of shallots, which is part of the onion family, different variety, multicolored bell peppers, orange, red, yellow, lots of garlic, and I drizzled that in olive oil, mixed it in really well, put it in the oven at about 400 degrees and let that cook for 40 minutes. Now, what I'm going to prepare a little bit later is a tomato bisque soup. And instead of using heavy whipping cream, which is high in saturated fat, I'm going to use an unflavored almond milk. And then I'll put a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit of a dash of paprika, a little bit of cumin, a little bit of a vegetable stock, fresh oregano, a little more olive oil in that, and that's going to come out spectacular. As well, I'm going to prepare, conveniently, I have some left over from a few days ago, brown rice. So I'll warm up some of that brown rice, just a smidgen, right? Because we don't want to do too heavy on the carbs at night, especially if you have type 2 diabetes. And what we'll do is we'll add that with that soup. We'll make a nice salad on the side with that. And you've got an outstanding dinner, which should fill you up, gives you all the vitamins and minerals you really need and require. Hydrate with your water. And you go to bed not full and stuffed, but just right. And you wake up the next morning ready to go. Anyways, I'm Caregiver Kookie again. If you could like my channel and subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye.